Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Lots to talk about today with the Winnipeg Jets and the coaching search, as long as a little bit with Pierre-Luc Dubois. But before we get into that, if you guys haven't checked out the Instagram yet, at JetsHub YT, over there I'll be posting up-to-date Jets news, signings, trades, everything going on in the off-season, as well as stuff during the season as well, like lineup updates, injury news, stuff like that. So if you want to go check it out, give it a follow. And yeah, so the link will be down below if you want to go check that out. And yeah, so let's get on into the video. But I'm going to start with the smaller news that I didn't get a chance to make a video about. Well, I shouldn't say smaller, just a little bit older news, that Pierre-Luc Dubois has told the Winnipeg Jets that he plans to go to UFA, so unrestricted free agency, once his RFA period is over, so that'll be in 2 years, and he doesn't, as of right now, think that he will be signing in Winnipeg long-term. The Jets seem to have been trying to lock down a long-term deal with him, but he has informed them that he's not interested at the moment, and immediately you think, okay, this is bad, this isn't good, but one thing that Elliotte Friedman said on 32 Thoughts is that 2 years is a long time, and he's exactly right. One thing that I've heard is that it could be a negotiating tactic because the draft is in Montreal, and Montreal does have the first overall pick, and I wonder if maybe Montreal would be willing to move that number 1 overall pick for a guy like Pierre-Luc Dubois. Of course, I think there would maybe be more thrown in on Montreal's side. I'd have to think anyway, just because it's not really a number 1 franchise player that is Shane Wright. I don't know if he's that guy. That's just more of a theory though, but what is real is that he will not be signing as of right now long term. So what that means for the Jets is that they're going to try to go year by year basis here, kind of like what they did with Jacob Trouba, and try to change his mind. In the end, it didn't work. Trouba's situation was a little bit different. He had a long distance relationship in New York, so it did make sense there. It wasn't going to really change his mind, obviously. But what I do think is important is that the Jets don't give up, because Pierre-Luc Dubois is a really important player, and everyone's saying, nobody wants to sign long term here. There really is no reason to right now if you don't have to. If you can kick that can down the road, I don't blame him at all for it. We don't even have a coach right now. We need to figure out what direction we're going in. We don't have anything down right now. I assume once we get going here and move away from the Stanley Cup final and into the real off season, that a lot of that will get cleared up and we will kind of see where we're headed. But for right now, it makes zero sense for Pierre-Luc Dubois to pretty much just sign and see where the wind takes him, right? It makes a lot of sense for him just to think it through and do what's best for him once everything's settled. So do I think the Jets are going to trade Pierre-Luc Dubois? I really don't think so, unless there's just an offer they absolutely can't refuse. I think they are going to try to be patient and hold on to him, but I do think it'll be a 1-year or a 2-year deal coming this offseason till they can try to figure out what to do in the future. But that's where I'm going to leave that. We are going to move into the coaching news, and Trotz Watch is over. So Trotz has announced that he will not be coaching. He's going through a little bit of a burnout right now, and that's fine. I know a lot of people are upset that Trotz isn't the Jets coach, but realistically, if he's not going to be all in it, I mean, it's only going to hurt us. It's only going to hurt him. And just imagine how bad it would be if we were all excited for Barry Trotz to be behind the bench and then maybe things didn't work out. And just imagine how much worse that would be than Barry's taking a year off. So obviously it sucks that Barry's not the head coach. But I do think that there are a lot of really good coaches still available, such as Jim Montgomery, Andrew Burnett from the Panthers, Jack Adams finalist this season. And I do think that there's a lot of other guys, like, I don't know, I don't think he'll even get a shot. I don't even think they've interviewed him, but I mean, Claude Julien would be a pretty decent hire for the Jets, I think. And maybe a guy like Pascal Vincent, some younger blood in there. Maybe we could give that a whirl. But right now, it does sound like there are 4 main guys that the Jets are circling back to. On 32 Thoughts, Elliotte Friedman had said that he thinks it's Scott Arniel, Jim Montgomery, Rick Tocchet, and Pascal Vincent with the best chances of being the Winnipeg Jets head coach. And to be honest, 3 out of 4 of those sound like good options to me. I really don't want Scott Arniel. Scott Arniel has a bad reputation. I mean, he got fired from Columbus without even playing a full season because the players just hated him. And with a locker room problem team such as the Jets, we really don't need that right now. We need stability. I think the best one for the job would be Jim Montgomery. I think he's got a bright future as a head coach in the NHL. I would love to have him on the Jets. Another guy that makes sense to me would be Rick Tocchet. I don't think he's leaving TNT, though. I think he's going to stay up in the booth. And I wouldn't be mad at Pascal Vincent if they do decide to go that way. I mean, he's not my number one choice, but I do think that there's a shot that could work, and I think that a lot of the young players that he's familiar with, such as Heinola, and guys that he's going to bring in, because it does seem like the Jets are going younger this season. It does seem like we're going to try to bring in some younger players. I do think that he could relate a little bit more to those. He did a great job developing players on the moves, so maybe he can help develop a lot of younger guys in the NHL. So now I do think that the Jets will be hiring a coach within the next week. I do think that they've had a contingency plan in place for a while. I'm sure right now, as we're speaking, they're going through their second round of interviews and maybe interviewing guys that they haven't already, tying up loose ends. But I do think we will know soon who the head coach is. So you guys let me know in the comments below who you want to be the head coach. Do you have anybody in mind for assistant coaches? And who do you think the biggest mistake would be to hire at this point? You guys can just let me know down below, as always. Yeah, so this is getting exciting. We're getting pretty close to the draft now, pretty close to free agency. Lots of offseason fun to come here. This is going to be a big offseason. I hope it's a lot of fun. It does sound like there's going to be some major facelifting to Winnipeg, and I'm excited for it. It's long overdue in my opinion, and I'm excited to hopefully see what direction the Jets are going in. If they're going to rebuild, which I would be fine with, or if they're just going to retool the roster and try to go after a cup this season. Either way, it should be interesting. So yeah, you guys let me know in the comments what you want the Jets to do. And yeah, so that's about it from me, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.